All right, Shalom, Shalom, Yashar Raleigh, your brother Yaradan with the Sutter Return, located here in Chicago. And I want to start off by giving all praises. Call Halal Yamla Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Shalom to the Akim scattered throughout the four corners, preaching this word in truth and sincerity with discretion and discernment. And Shalom to the Akim and a few Agwath and the children that might be tuning in to them. Alright, so Lord willing. This lesson be edifying straight to the point. I'm coming back with another lesson, and the topic going to be is the Catholic Church. All right, Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? Vatican City. It's Vatican City, the great city, Babylon. All right, because you still got people believing in that philosophy and in that doctrine. All right. Jake walked up to the camp yesterday, day before yesterday, talking about do we believe that the Vatican is the Catholic Church? Lord willing, we clarify these things, man, and edify the body. All right, yeah, I'm gonna start off right here in Psalms 137 and 1. It say, "By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yeah, we wept when we remember Zion." Yeah, so we had to come through the transatlantic slave trade. We got over here. What they tell us? What's the first thing they told us, man? What's the first thing they told? What's one of the first things they told us when we got over here, man? Sing us a Negro spiritual, man. It say, Psalms 137 and 2, we hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. It say, they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion. You know what I'm saying? And there you got Jake. They want to sing "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot," cause through the spirit we knew that them chariots was gonna come get us up out of whatever jam we was in here in hell, man. I just watched that movie Emancipation with Fresh Prince, Will Smith, man, and he was locked up, I believe, in the Union Army prison camp or something, man, and they was just wasting Jake. All right. That's why I say and they that wasted us required of us mirth. Like they was really like you ever played Grand Theft Auto 3? Back in the day you died, they be like wasted. So these people wasted us, man, here in America, Babylon the Great. They say, verse 4, how shall we sing the Lord Yahweh's song in a strange land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. So yeah, the Most High, he say that he love Israel above all people. Alright, he say if I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Okay, so verse 7 say, remember, O Lord Yahweh, the children of Edom. See, the children of Edom is synonymous with Babylon the Great, man. All right, you might have thought it was Catholicism, but no, they don't fit the bill. They don't intertwine with prophecy. That's going off. All right, let's say, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. All right, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. Yeah, they ransacked and burned down the temple and was finessing for the goods. The children of Edom did that, man. The Edomite, the so-called white man, you could what was that? I think it was First Ezra. First Ezra. There's somewhere in that will tell you how the Edomites burned down the temple. But it say verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be the reward of thee as thou hast served us. See, he say, remember, O Lord Yahweh, the children of Edom. All right, the children of Edom are synonymous with the daughter of Babylon. All right, because the Edomites are Americans. All right, the so-called white people, the Caucasians, who influence the rest of the world, man. All right, America has that influence, the greatest influence. If you could think back to times past, you know, America went. That's why the beast, this American beast system, along with the false prophet is going to be taken and thrown into the cast into the lake of fire. Why? Because you had people, Americans going around throughout the world in the Middle East talking about missionary work. They going around finessing the world out of its resources and goods in the name of JC. You know, yeah, these people went around finessing the world, man, in the name of JC and finesse these people out of their resources. They say, "Oh, daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be the reward of thee, as thou hast served us." Yeah, everything they was doing to us in them prison camps on that movie Emancipation and the transatlantic slave trade and George Floyd and so on and so forth, whatever example or analogy you want to use when it comes to the injustices committed from the Edomites, these Americans, to the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they say somebody gonna be happy to reward the Babylonians as they rewarded us. They say, "Who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that reward of thou as thou hast served us." They say, "Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones." All right, what did I have? I wanted to jump to, man. Let me see. Um, yeah, right here. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 19. It say, "In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah." So ancient Babylon, which is modern day Iraq, was never destroyed by fire. All right, fire and brimstone never rained out of the sky on modern day Iraq, which is ancient Babylon. So this is a future prophecy talking about mystery Babylon the Great. And right now we unraveling that mystery through the spirit and power. How about Shem Shai? It say, "In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellence shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt from generation to generation." Because we telling you that the thermonuclear missiles is going to rain down fire. They used to have a song, man, a Christian song, say, "You better come on in this house. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain down fire. It's gonna," yeah, so it's gonna rain down fire here on Babylon the Great. So if you don't come on in the ark of your house shot, guess what? You're gonna be stuck outside. And that's I believe Revelation 19. I'm gonna get that too, Lord willing, man. With that great earthquake, you're gonna be stuck. So it say, verse 20, "It shall never be inhabited." Yeah, America's never going to be inhabited or dwelt in again, man, unless like you a Komodo dragon or something. It say, "Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. The isles shall dwell there, and strays shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant places. And her time is near to come; her days shall not be prolonged." So yeah, man, ancient Babylon, Iraq, they been over there like doing their thing. They not making no real noise on the world scene, man. America making all the noise, man. So her time is near. She's the virgin daughter, cause she's never been touched, man. All right, she's never had her cherry pop, man. She's never had a thermonuclear missile drop and pop and kill millions at one time. But that's what's coming. All right, her days shall not be prolonged, cause she's a bop. All right, and here in Chicago, that's what we call adulterous little whores. America is the bop of the earth, but she's just been teasing the nations though, because you got like Dubai, they in cahoots in America, China, everybody made in China, everything, everywhere, everybody doing a little decent, but these Illuminati, Amalekite banking families got 99.9% of the world's money, and they finessed it from the world through America, through slavery. So That's why they gonna be the first fruits of captivity. These elite banking families, they ain't gonna die in the lake of fire. We got some extra special hell plan for those guys. All right, and you can read about it right here. Isaiah 14, but that's another lesson for another day. But where was I at, man? Did I want to go back to Revelation 18? Yeah, because I finished Psalms 130, 137. I'm gonna go to Judges 5 and 11. They say they that are delivered from the noise of archers and the place of drawing water. Yeah, we're going to be delivered from the noise of archers, man. Here in Babylon the Great, the noise of the archers is those missiles coming down, that great earthquake. Because what? You don't hear an arrow. When the archer shoots a bow and arrow at you, you don't hear that, man. You just feel it, feel the impalement of it. All right, but you don't hear it. So these these archers are the noise of these archers is the explosions from the missiles because what Yahweh Shem and Howard shot, he's the one who's opening up his armory, shooting out. And where he's shooting at, the places of drawing water, that's where we're gonna be delivered from. And that drawing water represents slavery, man. You take a pill and you dip it in a thing and you walk with it and you keep doing it 100 times and the masses say stop. Alright, the places of drawing water, that represents slavery, which is America, Babylon the Great, spiritual Egypt, man. We're gonna get into that too, Lord willing. It say, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord Yahweh. And that's what we're doing right now in the form of these epistles and videos and trying to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our abilities. And prophesying on the highways and byways and hedges. Alright, it say, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of the villages in Israel, then shall the people of the Lord Yahweh go down to the gates. Alright. So let me what else I had, man? Yeah, so like let me jump back to Revelation 18. This is where I was really basing the whole lesson off of this right here. Revelation 18 and 1 is saying, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory, and he cried with a mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become a habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Yeah, because when that angel come with that great power, that's a command. The Most High commanded him. It's saying the earth was lightened with his glory. All right, so America's going to be consumed with thermonuclear fire, man. So it's saying he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become a habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. So yeah, you're gonna have all of these desert creatures here, man. It say, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So yeah, it couldn't possibly be the Catholic Church that was Babylon the Great. All right, because all nations have not become drunken off of the wine of her fornication, even though the Catholic Church um is the false prophet and they commit this blasphemous fornication with these other nations. They might have the Indian shaman come to the Vatican. They might have people who worship Buddha or Hare Krishna or the goddess of destruction, Kali, Shiva. These different gods and goddesses. The Catholic Church, they invite them to the Vatican and they have press services talking about we all worshiping one God, which is spiritual fornication, which is blasphemous, because the one God that they even talking about that they worshiping, they blaspheme that name and image of the true power, Yahweh Shema Shai. So the Catholic Church is the false prophet they going over. They a part of that false prophet. They the main false prophet on the earth. So it say for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. So yeah, that's America right there. All nations have taken part in this so-called democracy. A lot of nations have even taken away, succession, where you pass down the lineage, the kingdom, the kingship to your lineage, your child, or whatever the case may be when the king died. But a lot of them taking that away, and they got senate houses like these American Babylonians, these Edomites. You know what I'm saying? And so-called democracy, where you got women's rights over there in Iraq. I forgot what they call them things that the women wear on their head to cover up their heads. They'll kill you over there if you ain't got yourself covered up. But because of American democracy, they go over there and say, you know, the woman can have certain rights, and that's why over there in them countries they've been saying what they call it over here. They say we got the Peace in the Middle East campaign. But ever since they've been over there talking about peace in the Middle East, it's been what? Death to America. So these nations don't like the philosophies and doctrines of Esau, Edom, and America, Babylon the Great, but the Most High say the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, the Edomites. So they got all the power and influence. So they force the world to subscribe to the image of this beast system through making fire rain down from the sky at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So you don't see Edomite people over here in America, so-called white people in America wearing ancient Chinese garments, like a geisha girl, the women, they got on a little silk robe with the two chopsticks in their ponytail and they bun. But what? You see the women over there in China footwork and in Japan dressed like Baps. Salakia for the camera. But you see the women over there in the other in Japan and China, they footwork and they got the long hair, long nails. Why? Because the influence of America is so great, man. So it say, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. Yeah, they not finna play with you in China talking about Jesus Christ, Catholicism. They'll kill you. Matter of fact, we just gonna type it in right fast, real quick, just to show you that Catholicism, the Catholic Church, is not Babylon the Great, because all nations haven't drunk on the wine of her fornication. They not playing that over there in Iraq, in Israel, or anywhere else you go around. They not playing that Christianity, Catholicism, man. Uh, um, Let me see, man. No, I'm gonna just type it in, go to images. Yeah, you over there talking about Jesus Christ in China? You talking about you a Catholic? You gonna have to deal with these people hemming you up. They blowing. What's this to say? Oh no, that's the eight. Buddy don't like that in a bullpen. Alright, let me see some news article. China. This 7 hours ago. China escalated persecution against Christian churches in 2022. 4 days ago, report documents rampant Christian persecution in China. So yeah, like the Catholic Church can't be Babylon because the world doesn't subscribe to the Catholic Church, Catholicism. You still got people that's in opposition to that. But Babylon the Great, it say that the people gonna be in cahoots with Babylon the Great. It say for all nations, once again, Revelation 18:3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Alright. And it say, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Yeah, because America, Babylon the Great, is spiritual Sodom and spiritual Egypt. And the Most High is going to bring plagues upon this place just like he did ancient Egypt when he delivered us the first time. Second Ezra 15 and 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm. And so, like it say, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So yeah, that's America, Babylon the Great, spiritual Egypt. You look on the back of your dollar bill right now, you're gonna see a pyramid on it, and they talking about New World Order coming. And what we do here, we built this country up. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans built this country up just like Israelites built treasure cities for Pharaoh. So the Most High gonna smite this place, America, with plagues as before. That's why you got um, all type of things going on right now, man, with the toxic spill. You got the it ain't no coincidence that you got the Mississippi River running through America like the Nile River ran through Egypt, and it's what they say about $400 billion worth of fish per year in the Mississippi River. So they say that's drying up, and um all type of crazy things you hear going on in these last days, man. So you gotta be occupied in prophecies. All right, Revelation 11:18 saying their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. So yeah, this place is spiritual Sodom. Why? Because you see rainbow flags and you can just drive up north to the north side of Chicago. It's the Geecheeville, Boys Town. And speaking of Sodom and Egypt with that rainbow flag, and if you go south to the DuSable Museum of African American History on what, like 53rd and Cottage Grove, you're going to see a rainbow flag right next to a red, black, and green flag. You know that red, black, and green flag represents, Africa, so-called Egypt. So, yeah, it say which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Yeah, because we know that um this is the great city where our Lord was crucified, man. Um, from his image to his name to his philosophies to his purpose of his sacrifice, he was killed here, man, over and over and over again, man. So this is that great city, man. It's the valley of the shadow of death, that valley of dry bones. All right, well, our dead bodies lying in the street, but we got that breath of life blown back on to us here in these last days, and we waiting on our salvation, man. All right, so it say Revelation 18:5, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled, fill unto her double. Yeah, I just read that in Psalms 137. Let me go back to verse 6. I mean 137 and 7. It say, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. All right. And then when you go to the next verse, verse 8, it say, oh, daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. Yeah, because your daughter comes after you. And Babylon was a ancient Babylon, where Nebuchadnezzar was at, was the greatest kingdom of its time period. Just like America is the greatest kingdom of its time period. Now you got Russia, China, North Korea, Japan, Tokyo, Libya. Everybody is racing to take America out nuclear with a nuclear war so that they could be the next world power. But they have no idea that the Most High finna give it to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the poor of the earth, who don't have an army or a treasury or a defense. We don't even have a leader of our people speaking for us. We don't have a seat at the United Nations or none of that. All right, so the Most High gonna destroy this place and give it to us. So yeah, man. Happy shall he be that reward of thee as thou hast served us. Yeah, you gonna drink that cup double. You know what I'm saying? With no chasing. So yeah, you could continue on to read Revelation 18. It's a beautiful chapter. All right. So Lord willing, I cleared it up for the most part, and Lord willing, it was edifying to the hopeful. Until the next time, I'm gonna be here, y'all. Shalom.